Okay, so this is Nick here, and I'm going to be doing a book report on the book Bone. So, Bone, I think, is appropriate for fifth graders because Bone has a lot of interesting words that you usually don't hear in other books. It's different from other books because it's like a comic book. It doesn't have as many words, but it has a lot of more pictures. So, let's get started. At first, Phone Bone is lost in the desert with Phony Bone and Smiley Bone, and he gets led to this river to meet Thorn by a little bug named Ted. So here we go. He meets Thorn, and Thorn takes him down the river all the way to Grandma Ben's cabin. So I'm going to talk about book 1 first, and then I'll gradually go up book 1 through book 5. There's a little bit of book 6, but so Thorn leads him to hers and Grandma Ben's cabin. And it's a nice little home with okay. It's a nice little cozy home. Uh and right when he gets there he's like dead asleep. He can't move in his bed up here. So, and then when he wakes up, Thorn's like, "Hey, let's go do some chores in the front yard. Let's go get some water from the river, everything like that." And then later on in the day, Grandma Ben and Phony Bone fly in the door and then mess up everything in the house. So that's pretty much book 1. It's a short book, probably the shortest book there is. So I'm going to move on to book 2. Book 2 is mainly about the Great Cow Race. So you can see a little fence up there. That's actually the track. But Phony Bone and Smiley Bone have a plan like, "Hey, let's mess up this, and I'm gonna create my own cow, so I'm special in the race, and we're gonna be rich after this race, betting all this money." So that leads us to the town of Barrelhaven. So he gets in the Great Cow Race. Sorry, this is a little glitchy. Okay. There. He gets in the race, and then they race their own little mystery cow. It's different from all the other cows because it's red and it has this cape on. Really, it's not a real cow. It's just Smiley dressed up in a suit. So that's the mystery cow, some regular cows, and then Grandma Ben actually races against cows. So they all race around this big, humongous track. And then when they come out of the woods, rat creatures are all over the race, mess up the race, everything's ruined. And then they don't even know who won because everyone ran off before all the cows crossed the finish line. Grandma Ben's the only one left. So they just gave the win to her, I guess. So in book 3, it's all the way back over here and over by the cabin, and they have to run away from the cabin because it's just like the rat creatures are closing in and everything's just collapsing on them. So if they don't go, they're just gonna die. So they hurry out of their house to go into the barn. Oh, dang it. So when they come in here, Grandma Ben's like, hey, open this pouch. There's something in here I need to show you. And when they open it, pretend there's just a sword here. There's a big sword that's shiny, and it is a big impact on the story. You wouldn't think it'd be big, but it is. So in book 4, The Dragon Slayer, Phony Bone has another plan made to get rich again, I guess. But it doesn't end as he expected it would. It just ends in a big disaster like everything else. So he's all the way in Barrel Haven. I can't actually get in over here. If the only way to get in is Phony Bone puts up this log door, and you can only let in if you're like a special person or something like that. So these are all the houses, little houses. And this is the Barrel Haven Tavern. This is one of the most important settings there is. Other than like the mountains, Grandma Ben's cabin, and Barrel Haven. And right here he like sets up a plan. I bet I can sell more eggs than you, Luscious. And he's like, oh, sure, deal. So they split the bar in half, and then they try to compete against each other to get more money. And then the winner, I'm not sure what they get. They get something, but... And then Phony Bone, to win, he says, I'll be your dragon slayer because the dragons are going to hurt you. But the dragons really don't hurt you, they help you. So the villagers were teased and played with, and then Luscious knew that it was just wrong, that the dragons do not attack people. So here we come to the mountains. This is probably... So Phony Bone leads them to the castle, to the dragon's lair to catch a real dragon. But he's not actually going there to catch a dragon. He has another plan to sneak off into Boneville, but he can't find Phony Bone and Smiley Bone. So he has to go by himself and run off back to Boneville. But really, it's another plan that goes wrong. When he's up there, he realizes that he's actually caught a real dragon in his trap. And it just goes haywire, everything. Everything just goes wrong in his plans. So he's all the way up in this staircase. And he actually catches the red dragon. Just pretend that's like the red dragon. He catches the red dragon, like Phony Bone's one that saves the day, everything. So he tries to sneak off into the woods, but it doesn't work out for him. So then in book 5, it's also always in the mountains. It's like everything, they're just like hiding from Rockjaw, the big lion mountain cat. And they get stuck on this edge over here, and they don't know what to do because King Doc, the rat creature's leader, is over here chasing them on this little, I don't know, passageway. And then he gets stuck all the way back there, so that's really not good for him. He wants to get them. But they realize on the way that they're not actually getting chased by King Doc. It's just the power of the Lord of the Locusts, the biggest bad guy in the whole book. I know there's a lot, but so they have to hide from Rockjaw in here with a bunch of other orphans that they're Phone Bone and Smiley Bone's little cousin uh brought all these orphans and they hid in here, and then they had to get out of there because Rockjaw is just sitting there never moving. So then it leads them to this temple, big huge temple. And then they're like, what is this? Oh, it's the Dreaming Temple. Stuff like that. And then the last book 6, is just, I'm just going to do the first part of it. This might be the most exciting part. The whole village is like, they're in book 4, they're looking down from the mountains like, what is that smoke? And really it's Barrelhaven catching on fire and blowing up. So right here, Barrelhaven really catches on fire and blows up. So here you go. I'm gonna wrap it up here. So the whole Barrelhaven catches on fire and everything blows up and it goes haywire. Wait for it. Yeah, there it goes. And I'm up in the sky. And everything's gone. So that's my Bone Book Report. See ya.